All right, hey, what's up, guys? Palutena's Army Episode 2. Who's with me today?
We got Vane in the house.
Vane Zaller's here once again, and I've got a guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Frank Moricz, GamingIrresponsibly.com.
Yes, sir. He is from the website that I've also been writing extra articles on. And I figure we start getting up more new guests here, so here's a start. So anyway, what do we have to talk about this week? Very quick, do you want to just go up on what's on the website, Vane?
Sure, we can quickly do a run through of that.
All right, go for it.
All right, what we have is we have a Mayhem 3D review.
Yes.
How was that?
It was great. The game's $40. It's a lot of fun. I beat the whole game 100% in under 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah. It felt like longer. It genuinely felt like longer, but I looked at the game clock and it said under 4 hours. And unless the game clock's really glitched out, that's what I'm going to go by.
Huh.
So
that's kind of a very short ROM, especially for 100%.
It's $40, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This game's awesome." When I was playing it, but man, that is so short. That's disappointing. That was a lot of fun, though. I really enjoyed that game. So if that game was like $30-$20, no doubt go for it. But $40 a bit too much right now. It's cool because I mean, like 7 guys made that game. Like I at one point I couldn't find anyone online, so I legitimately searched for every single person in the credits on Twitter, and no one had Twitter either. So it was genuinely
wow. So
pretty.
it's really a bit of a small time game then.
Oh, it's a really small time game. So I mean, I'm trying to help them, but it's so hard when that game's like literally 4 hours. I mean, you might go back to it, but it only has 2 players. It's not 4-player split screen either. But
it still sounds interesting, though.
Oh, it's interesting. Definitely check out for a rental if you really want to. The 3D isn't a big aspect of it, so don't worry about that. It's neat to look at, but I turned it off half the time since the art style's cool enough to hold on its own.
All right, then. Then I put up a little update about the Disgaea 4 release details. It's a little bit of old news, but it was the first time I heard of it, so I just kind of had to put it up there for other Disgaea fans.
Yes.
Atlas is always big about, or not Atlas, but NCIS and Atlas too, but they're always really big about putting out big, glorious bundles for their games upon release. And they really outdid themselves this time around for Disgaea 4. They're coming out with 3 editions: the basic edition, the game itself, the premium edition, which comes with an art book, the CD, and a figurine of one of the characters. And then should you go with the ultra premium edition, they call it, it literally comes with all of that, plus 9 never-before-made figures specifically for this edition.
Oh, that's neat.
So they really know how to stuff your shelves.
Yeah, no doubt. Did you want to talk about your PlayStation 3 error that you ended up putting up?
Getting right on that. Thank you, sir. Probably our most looked at article on the site right now.
No, it's probably all time, I'm willing to say.
This error code is one that I've had a lot of issues with in the past, and I help a lot of PS3 owners out with on a daily basis. This is indeed an error I got myself with my first PS3. It's basically an error that says, either your disk drive is dying or dead, or you somehow managed to corrupt the data in the filing system of your PS3.
Huh.
So a lot of people are never entirely sure how to go about fixing it. Well, about a year or so ago, I put up a, how to fix this article on YouTube, and I still get 3 to 4 emails a day saying, you have an update from YouTube saying you have new comments or PMs about this error. I'm like, okay. So I figured, now that I'm over here on Final Smash, I should turn around and post up a bit of information on that. And I was not expecting it to explode quite literally overnight like it did.
Yeah, apparently people are still interested in that stuff. And I think the idea of a PlayStation 3 error still bugs some people, but that's a different thing. and I posted up a article about the declining Xbox Live indie game. I'm gonna give a quick lowdown on this since it's a pretty hectic topic. So basically, sometime in March, a bunch of indie games started dropping in ranks randomly, and I forget Zeboyd Games. They two of the people from there, they found out that there was a lacrosse game that around the same time asked for their fans to uprate their games, and that was okay. So we thought it was their fans that were downgrading the other games. Okay, but recently one of the other guys at Zeboyd Games he found an article asking for 5,000 Xbox Live accounts to be made by a team, and that was a day before the ratings went to shit. So that's also very suspicious, and I just posted that article to hopefully get a word out for them because they're kind of on their own on this thing. It's kind of sad, but hopefully more people will notice it because of that. All right, so Frank, what have you been up to on the internet?
On the internet, mostly, just working on the page. I mean, it's relatively new. It's a fledgling site, you might say. So I've been doing a lot with the theme, kind of getting everything set up and set together.
Yeah, you guys have a Portal 2 theme going on right now.
We have a what theme?
A Portal 2 theme going on a GamingIrresponsibly?
Yes, a lot like, I guess, Google. We're going to start, when major AAA releases are coming out, we're going to start theming everything around that. So I set up the WordPress theme to kind of support that last night. We kind of switched things around to give it a Portal 2 feel. And, with Portal 2 and Mortal Kombat coming out on the same day, it was kind of a toss-up. But, on a personal level, I've been more excited about Portal 2. So I just did that one.
Understandable. And you had an article. I want to talk about this. You had an article go up about a little rant, I should say, about your HDMI issue. You want to go ahead and just tell the story?
In a way, that was kind of an experiment. I come from a background of writing. Like I actually just finished a novel, but I went from there into this whole gaming thing, and I decided to put up a piece that was more like a story with dialogue and everything like that. It was really the first story that came to mind because it happened recently. But yeah, I went to one of the major game retailers, someplace that everyone had been shopping at. I'm sure everyone has experience with it, naming no names, but I was basically in a argument with one of the employees that wanted to sell me a $89 monster cable instead of the $4 or $5 cables that are out there. It's an interesting piece, and in the end, I was able to find it on Amazon. For like $2.40, including shipping and everything like that.
And I want to bring up the fact that you brought up Amazon.com in front of them.
Yes, yeah, I did. I actually pulled it up on my iPhone and one of the display computers that was actually standing right next to the guy, and he was arguing with not really arguing, but kind of whispering loudly to his manager at the time about how I didn't know what I was talking about and this and that. So I wanted to make sure that everyone had a chance to see that as I walked away.
That's how it works.
I just stick it to him.
Yeah.
I'm a bit argumentative by nature, and I just felt that was the easiest way to kind of ditch that scene. I only went there, and it brought up an interesting topic in the article and kind of just overall. But knowing what you're going in for, doing your research ahead of time can save you a lot of money. And it brought up the whole why even go retail anymore when things are so cheap online and you can get pretty fast shipping. So I kind of touched on that with the article itself.
Do you feel that games should be totally downloadable, or do you feel like there's still a retail presence for those games?
Brick and mortar has a good meaning. It's got a good background, but I think things are constantly evolving, and the advent of the internet has allowed people to do a lot more. I'm a number one supporter of Steam, and even a system like OnLive, where even the game itself doesn't even have to be downloaded. It can just it could be played over the internet if you have a fast enough connection. So that's another interesting, I guess, more recent thing that's kind of going on.
Yeah, no doubt. You said you had a novel?
Yeah, it's not published, so to speak. You can't go to the store and buy it, but it is finished. It's currently entered in a contest for judgment, so there's no way to really display it. It's called the Turnion, and actually the other owner of Gaming Irresponsibly, before we started this site, he was one of the main people that kind of helped me along with that.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's a great idea guy. We were able to bounce ideas off. He's single-handedly responsible for a lot of the concepts that came up in that book, but primarily sci-fi fantasy. Learned a lot about writing, and this kind of gives me the chance to get my writing out there.
That's cool. So, have you two been teaming up on stuff like this for a while, or?
Yeah, we work at the same place as a day job. We work at an online school, basically doing the admissions role. So we met there. He was already working there when I was going through training. We became friends. We started talking on a daily basis, and really, this is just another evolution of kind of a long-time friendship now at this point.
All right, that's awesome, actually. All right, so I guess I'll just touch upon this really quick. Have you guys been playing anything this last week, or?
I've been playing. You go ahead.
Personally, a little bit of Minecraft, some of the potato sack games, with the Valve ARG and everything like that. I've been trying to get Portal 2 released quicker. I've had that pre-ordered for quite a long time, but it's just been the last couple of days.
And you, Vane? Started playing Legends of Troy a little bit there because I got that review copy in. Been playing a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You got a little tournament here in town going on for that game soon, so I've just been preparing for that. A little bit of Chrono Trigger. And then outside of that, not too much.
I lost my copy of Chrono Trigger DS, and I am so disappointed about that.
How far did you get into it?
I haven't got that far, but I was really excited to, because I got stuck on a part for whatever reason, once you go to the future for the first time.
Yep.
And I got stuck on a part. I didn't know how to get past it, so I just put it away for a while, and then I finally got past it, and I lost it after that.
That's terrible, dude. Especially Chrono Trigger of all games to lose.
Yeah, I might. My stuff's all scattered right now, but I might find it sometime eventually.
Hopefully.
And what have I been playing? I got Section 8 Prejudice to review. The review's embargoed until April 20th, so I can't say anything about that.
That sucks.
Oh, you know what? I've had Defense Grid on my Xbox for about a year already, and I haven't touched it. I do not know why. I heard it was a great game, and I bought it for $5 when I was on sale, and I was like, I'll buy it. I don't know why I haven't touched it, but that is a great game. That is a really fun game.
I did get the chance to play the game Vane was just talking about, that Legends of Troy. Personally, I think Josh liked it a lot more than I did. I'm not really a console gamer at all, but that one was a little bit too... if I'm not wrong, I didn't get to play it that much, but if I'm not wrong, the main character is invincible. I didn't find a way to die. You can lose the mission, but you can't actually die, so I didn't really appreciate that fact.
Yeah, that invincibility doesn't really reward you, I guess, as a gamer.
Yeah, and especially in a battle type of situation. A little weird.
There are some games that are just too hard in that, though. One thing that comes to mind, have any of you guys ever played Oddworld Stranger's Wrath?
So long ago.
Not myself, no.
Okay, so, Vane, do you remember how hard that game was?
Yeah.
That game picked up in difficulty really bad, and I want to get through the story because the story was really interesting in that game. So I started up invincibility. If it's cool because you see your character, your character gets hit by a bunch of arrows and stuff. If you go through invincibility and you don't heal yourself, because you don't have to heal yourself if you just go through it, your character is literally just has a wardrobe of arrows everywhere. I can't imagine ever going through that game without invincibility.
Speaking of which, that actually is being re-released here soon.
Yeah, you guys. I would really love to play that game. That's only Steam PC, right? Or Steam and PS3 though, isn't it?
PS3. Yep.
Yeah, That's actually something I would immediately download when I get a PS3. And for whatever reason, I'm playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Just
Why?
for fun. I don't know. I was trying to stay up because I had to go to watch. I promoted this so much. I feel like I feel stupid about it. There's a Disney Channel movie that came on, and I was an extra in it last year. I was, and you know what? The movie actually, it felt rushed, but it's not horrendous. Like, I'm sure everyone could sit through it if they had to be. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. So I was trying to stay up for whatever reason. I just seen Super Street Fighter sitting there, and I was like, hey, I'll try this out again and try to get to. I feel like an idiot. What's the last guy that you get? I don't even know.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he'll connect it again. Do you know what I'm talking about, Vane?
I lost my train of thought with that. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna talk. I don't want to talk anymore then. All right, we got Frank back.
Hey.
So we were talking about this beforehand. I figured we'd just bring it up again. 10 out of 10 games. Frank, what's your opinion on this?
My thing is that there really are no 10 out of 10 games out there. I mean, you can give something a 9.5, but just like anything else in life, there's always room for improvement. So a 10 out of 10 game, in my personal opinion, doesn't really exist. There might be very, very, very close ones, though. I know recently Josh actually gave Crysis the new Crysis a 10 out of 10, and I think we almost immediately regretted that because there's always room for improvement, and a lot of people brought that to our attention. So, there you go.
Yeah, no doubt. See, I'm kind of half and half on that issue, but I'll let Vane talk before I do.
I'm sort of my reviewing scale is always kind of wonky from other people's. I don't necessarily review a 10 out of 10 as perfect. I review it as it did everything it was aiming to do.
That's what Samuel Tageek, a friend of ours, also did. He gave Earthworm Jim HD. We give him so much crap for it because he gave Forza 3 and Earthworm Jim HD a 10 out of 10 last year, I think. And it was we
did actually.
Yeah, we give him so much crap for that. But I mean, I think that's what he goes off of. But I feel like it's perfection. But go ahead on your idea.
Well, see, the reason why I don't go with perfection is because, like Frank brought up, there is no such thing. So the games that truly deserve, a little bit more than as much as I hate the rating scale to begin with, but if we're going to be going with a rating scale and be like, all right, what is it that really differentiates the 9 from the 10? Well, the 10 I'd rather give to the game that truly did hit its mark on everything it was doing. For example, one of the games I've given it a 10 out of 10 in past is Left 4 Dead 2. That game hits its mark on everything it was trying to do. And every problem and glitch it's had, for most part, Valve has always been pretty quick to fix it up.
Oh, you wouldn't be saying that if you played it on Xbox. A quick tangent. Whatever reason, my Left 4 Dead 2, after I downloaded DLC, was broken. And after I downloaded the passing, and it was broken. So I kept playing it, but it was glitchy. I then downloaded, what was it, The Sacrifice, and I played half a chapter into it, and then all of a sudden there was no dialogue in any of the game.
Really?
I would pause the game and it would freeze for about 10 seconds and then finally pop up. And I was like, what is going on? So I turned off my Xbox, turned it back on, and booted up Left 4 Dead 2. And it looked like I entered the Matrix. I took a picture of this. The title screen, or no, the main menu, it's all green in the background. It looks like a bunch of green characters. And it looked like I entered the Matrix. I took a screenshot. I might post it on the article of this, but man, I don't know what happened, but that game was super glitchy. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
That is very unlucky, good sir.
Yeah. But so I get that. Is that all you have to say about that then? I guess.
Pretty much.
That game on at least on Steam I've seen a lot of complaints about how it's changed. It's not the original product from what people originally bought, but I think that's part of the thing that makes it unique and makes it kind of special. I mean, it seems like every week there's an update to it that really changes some of the game modes. So I think that is pretty cool.
That's definitely the idea behind Team Fortress 2. If you play that on the Xbox compared to the PC version now with the hats, it's a completely different game. Anyway, my 10 out of 10, I'm kind of in the middle. I feel like 10 out of 10 is a lot of more people have been more lenient with 10 out of 10, but I still feel like only a game that really hit its mark from its predecessors and really just overall makes a good package. I mean, if you heard me talk about 10 out of 10, I mean, the only game I can reference off the top of my head is Resident Evil 4, because I feel like many Resident Evil fans hate it because of the fact that it was a departure, but I felt like the departure also gave it the room for a new IP, so it felt like a new IP to me. But it really hit its mark. At the time it had the best graphics. Like, I mean, I can still go back and play that game. I didn't think so after I played Resident Evil 5, but I went back to the Wii version. It was fine. Graphics were fine. I felt like the controls were fine. I felt like the story was fine. I felt like everything about it was just turned out in a really good manner. Van, I think you got something going on in the background there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good. So, I mean, we were talking about I hate Resident Evil 5. Like, I can't play that game.
Why? What is so bad with... I understand why, some people may hate Resident Evil 5, especially the more hardcore Resident Evil fans. But
dude,
I just don't get it.
Spoiler alert to anyone out there. You punch a goddamn boulder in that. Come on.
Yeah, so?
that was just... That... Like, in the trailers, they made it seem cool, but I felt like the whole it's scary in daytime thing just did not fit that style. Like,
all right.
With Resident Evil, it brings up a point of, the whole fear factor of games, too. And Resident Evil, while itself has not ever really scared me, Silent Hill, games that are very similar to that, I've always thought are very cool. I like the horror genre, especially like Amnesia, which is legitimately scary. The one Resident Evil game that, and keep in mind, I play mainly on PC, so I haven't had a chance to play all of them. The one that I really remember that really strikes, it might be 5, I'm not sure. It's the one where it's like a first-person type of view, and it's more like I think it's called The Wall or something ridiculous like that. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Not on the top of my head.
I might be just totally off base. It was such a long time ago that I played it.
Do you know what it was on?
Say it again?
Do you know what platform you're playing it on?
Oh, I want to say one of the older systems, maybe PlayStation 2.
Huh. It might be one of the spin-off. I'm not like... I don't know much about Resident Evil in general.
It could be with the Case Zero series.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to actually Google it just so we can kind of move on. But
no, don't worry about it.
Exactly what the name was.
Resident Evil games aren't really known, but I feel like the atmosphere though of those games are generally the things that we should be talking about. And Resident Evil 4 had those 3 different atmospheres. You had the castle, you had the village, and you had the island. And I felt like each had its own. It felt like a whole different game for each part of it. The village was your typical like horror movie setting. Okay, you had the villagers that were all possessed. The castle felt really medieval. Like it felt awesome. And then when you got to the island, you were fighting those really spiky creatures in like these long halls with these moving body bags everywhere. It was awesome. I liked it. And I felt like I didn't really get anything out of that in Resident Evil 5. Unless you care to bring up one part, Vane.
There it is.
There, I dropped. No, but unless you... I felt like I didn't really get anything out of Resident Evil 4 unless you care to bring anything else up, Vane. Or in 5, I should say.
Resident Evil 5, I loved. I'll admit, I really loved Resident Evil 5. It was so unlike the rest of the series in a lot of ways. But for what it was doing, it was good. I liked the co-op aspect of it. The partner AI was retarded as hell, I'll admit, but
And it turned into basically her just holding a bunch of people's items. Like she was just an item holder for everyone.
I actually never trusted her with my items. She always kept using them at the dumbest times. Kind of like in Left 4 Dead, but...
No, I mean, you gave her ammo of guns that she couldn't hold. You basically just gave her the stun rod, and that was it.
No, I literally left her with nothing. She was just there to run into zombies, use knife, collect them all up, and then I rocket launch her.
Yeah, not good feelings with that game. Have you tried playing that game split screen?
Many times. Some of the funnest experiences I've had.
How come the split screen was really stupid? Like, the way it was positioned.
I didn't have an issue with it.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
How do you mean?
Like, the top screen would be... It wouldn't be, like, in a column. One would be, like, more to the left. One would be more to the right.
You mean how it wasn't entirely centered?
Yeah. I felt
Honestly,
like...
I didn't have as much an issue with it because at least it wasn't as bad as when you do split screen in the Call of Duty games.
I don't play Call of Duty, so I wouldn't know.
Like, you literally have, like, a big black box just sitting on one side of the screen.
Huh.
It's pretty fucking terrible.
That's weird. Did you end up finding the name for that game, Frank?
No, I'm still looking it up. When you dropped off, I was saying I don't really even think it was a Resident Evil title. Now that I'm doing some research, it was such a long time ago.
Yeah, because they're
very strange.
They're first-person Resident Evil games, but those are on the Wii right now.
You know what I remember about it is you can't see your character. There was some kind of room. I think it was the room. If that makes sense, you start off in some kind of room with chains on the door.
Oh, you're talking about Silent Hill.
There we go.
Number 4. I was like, wait a second. The room. They had those chains on them. Oh, that's Silent Hill 4. No one liked that game.
No, and that's the one I was really thinking of. Sorry for the confusion there.
No worries about it. Speaking of horror games, are there any other horror games that we all like?
Does anyone not like Amnesia?
I haven't had the chance to play it.
Neither. I don't. I play on my Mac. I don't have a PC. I have a Mac, so I don't think that's Steam played yet, is it?
I actually think I do have that, and it is Mac Steam Play.
It is. I might end up
check over here.
Yeah, I might check that out eventually. Then, if that's the point. Has anyone else played? I don't think. Well, Vane, I don't think you have, since you don't really play on your Xbox or you don't have it anymore. But have you tried Alan Wake, Frank?
Tried which now?
Alan Wake?
I don't believe so, no.
I bought that game like in December, and it's a Mass Effect 2 to me, where I know I'm going to enjoy it, but I played one level of it, and I had to put it away because I had other games. I'll get to it eventually, though.
I have so many things. I think out of all the titles that I have now, I have like 46 in my Steam library, and most of them are newish, so I haven't had a chance to play even some of the old games that I've picked up. And they're games that I've beaten. Like after Dragon Age 2, I picked up Dragon Age Origins, the complete thing. I haven't even had a chance to play more than like 10 minutes of it. But yes, Amnesia is Steam Play for Mac.
Oh, nice.
Probably going to be writing an article soon on like Mac laptop for gaming stuff in general, because I'm actually quite impressed. I do most of my recent gaming on a 13-inch Mac screen, so it's pretty impressive.
What year did you get your MacBook on?
Last December, actually.
So that's a 2010 model.
10 model MacBook Pro 13-inch.
Oh, okay, because I'm on a regular MacBook here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Definitely did some upgrades to it. It's got a 750 gig internal, much faster hard drive, and it's got 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I mean it's good quality.
Oh, okay. I see.
Just saying it right now. Fuck you both.
Why? What happened?
I'm sitting here with an ancient as fucking hell desktop. You want to know how much video RAM I have on this piece of shit?
Give me your specs.
258 megs of video RAM.
It's better than nothing. I've seen. I mean, hell, like I said, though, with a system like OnLive or something, you might be able to even use a system like that to play, the brand new Assassin's Creed and stuff like that.
Oh boy, I can run around and kill people for 2 hours.
Aren't you ever planning on upgrading
They
that?
don't have the best library.
Aren't you planning on upgrading that?
Plan on what?
Or Vane, don't you ever plan on upgrading your rig there?
It's a matter of when I get the money for it again.
Are you going to go all out on it this time, or are you just going to do a basic upgrade?
Honestly, I'm going all out. I need a whole new system. This thing's just, ugh.
Understandable. I'm running on a 2008 model MacBook that I scored for free, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's
yeah.
nice.
So it works a lot better than my other laptop, so I couldn't work off 70 gigs anymore. Alright, so GarageBand ended up failing me on this last 2 minutes of this podcast, so I'll go in and throw up a few plugs here. You can find us all on Twitter. You can find Frank Moricz at FrankMoricz. You can find Vane Zeiler at VAINZILER. And you can find me at AdrianXHD. Frank's website is once again GamingIrresponsibly.com. You can find his stuff. You can find my stuff on there. And that's about it. For the end of the podcast, I'm going to be throwing up probably some game songs, maybe some few actual songs. That's probably what I'll be doing. So Ska Studios has their songs up for Dishwasher Dead Samurai, Dishwasher Vampire Smile, and I Might Get Even with Zombies for Pay What You Want. So go check those out, because I've been listening to those nonstop, and I'll be throwing one of the songs up here at the end. So once again, thanks for listening, and talk to you guys all later.